Hello, it's Birdy. It's the 24th, 25th or 24th or 25th of January. It's Saturday, 2025. Oh, sorry for the date thing. It's just sometimes I'm pretty busy and I get I get going and the days just get faster and faster. But anyway, this story is about 2006. So I was visiting a friend, that druid girl that's a witch. At this particular time, I didn't know that she's a redhead, and I'm supposed to do a few things to help this person, and I'm supposed to do a few things to help her common law husband. So the opportunity to meet him as well is a good thing. But that changed a little bit when I got there. I did meet the common law husband, and then there was another person there that the redhead, well, I guess that's all we're going to say about her because we can't use names, asked me to do a reading on this other young lady. And I think she was about 17. I don't like to do readings on people unless they're 14 and over and they pass puberty, at least. Even 16, I'm a little hesitant. 17, 18, 19, I don't mind doing readings on. So I start to do a reading on this young lady, and I see a lot of diversities. She's been institutionalized many times since she was a very young girl, but there was something special about her eyes. And I started to remember when I was in Italy in 1988, where an angel came to me and says, "You're going to be given a cross. It's going to be a special cross, and you're going to have it blessed by the Pope." And the Pope blesses things every week usually. So you got to wait till when that availability is there. And he'll put a tag on it with a number and everything in a big pot. And then he blesses all the gold and then it's given back to all the people. You give a small contribution for this blessing. Anyway, September 8th, 1988, the Pope blessed this cross. The angel told me that this was all done by design and it's supposed to happen, and that I'm supposed to give this cross to this person born in 1988, September 8th. And I will have to wait till she's 27 or 28 years old. They're going to give me a year grace on this so that I have time. I understand why later, but at the present time I don't. I said, why can't I just give this cross to this person as soon as I meet him at 27 or 28? And they said, because that's not the way it's going to happen, which I didn't understand as well. So, first of all, I think that this 17-year-old that I'm reading at this person's house, the redhead, is the person I'm supposed to give the cross to. Because they told me I would meet her by a witch, a druid witch. At the time, I didn't know the redhead was a druid witch. I find that out later. But something in the eyes, particularly one eye, there'll be a speck or something, or a star, or a birthmark. I don't know, something in the eye that I will notice. I end up taking a glossy picture of her eyes, just her eyes, so I can study it to tell the truth. But I waited till I became her friend to do that. But just in case, the devil works in mysterious ways, and he can fool you. So I got to make sure that this person is the person I got to give this cross to. She's got all the criteria that I was told in 1988, from her birthday being in 1988, September 8th, to all the other things that I'm supposed to see. But the devil can be tricky. So I've got to wait, and I've got to watch, and I've got to see to make sure that I'm supposed to give this to her. Because this cross will be gifted by me, and I've held on to it for already 17 years at the time, or 16 or 17 years, I can't remember exactly. So it'll have a lot of gifts just from my self abilities. Plus the angels told me that it was very powerful, and it can only be given to her. Nobody else can possess it, except for me, because I'm the owner of it, and then I can give it away to someone else. So I proceed with this situation with this young lady. A year passes. I go to Italy. That's another story. A year, I come back. I am still in, what's that called? Friends with benefit modes with the lady with the half Asian, half Caucasian, green eyes, long, straight, black hair, brown hair. And I find out that she prefers women over men, and I didn't understand the relationship we were having, actually. That's another story, of course, that I told before. But it was a success story at the end, of course. Not of course, but it was. Not all my stories are success stories. But anyway, this young lady pretended to have a relationship with me so that I could perhaps not be involved romantically with the other young lady. It didn't work out very well. I still stayed romantically involved with the Asian, Caucasian lady for another year or two. But I still had to keep contact with this lady that I'm supposed to give this cross to. And something amazing about her eyes. It's just like one of those things you can't stop looking at. Yeah, the Mona Lisa, stuff like that. But it's mostly the eyes. And they change color. Now, this is not super rare. A lot of people can change the color of their eyes. I think that's how they got the mood ring. But anyway, as it went on, I started to see more similarities to the person that I'm supposed to give it to. Like, she will not believe in God. She will not believe that there's life after death. She's in the psych ward. She's on lots of medications. She sees ghosts. She doesn't realize they're ghosts. She thinks there's part of her imagination. Now, all these things I was told, and the diversity, and she would have multi-personalities, and there would be constant spirits trying to, let's say, obtain her or attack her or possess her, which ain't going to happen when I'm around. So, years go by. I think she's about 22 or 23 at the time. And we had a falling out. And of course, every time I get close to somebody, I end up becoming friends with benefits again. Personally, it was not what I intended to do, but it ended up happening. So I had feelings for her as well. I'm still not sure this is the person I'm supposed to give it to. So anyway, we had a falling out. She disappears for 5 years. I have no knowledge of her or where she's been or what she's doing. I tried to get information because I do have so many friends and I am a psychic. So every once in a while I hear that she's alive and that she's not prospering, but she's doing okay and she's in and out of the psych ward still. Now, this cross is supposed to give her the abilities to stop whatever it is that's hurting her and to achieve the goals she needs to achieve at the time. I know this because I possess it and I know this. But when she disappeared in 2000, I think it was, she was 22, so the math is ridiculous. So it would have been around 2010 that she would have been 22, I think, because she's born in 88. That's 10, 20, that's 22 years. Around 22, she just had a falling out with me and I didn't see her no more. So I told the angels, I said, listen, what they told me in this time zone and this and that, it can't be her because she's not around me. How am I supposed to give her this cross when she turns 27 or 28? And the angels are like, she's coming back. I don't believe them. Sometimes I don't believe what the angels tell me. Well, that's just the way I am. And then, you look at the situations and you try to be realistic. This falling out with this young lady was really bad. She threatened a whole bunch of things on me, and I am not like that kind of person. You want to leave, you leave. I won't bother you. I am not like that. If anybody who knows me, I won't bother you. I will leave you alone. It's your will. It's your life. And that's what's going on with this young lady. She got very upset with me, and I said, this girl's never going to communicate with me again. I can't give her this cross. She's not the right age. It's not the right person, I thought at the time. And the angels told me, well, if she comes back in 5 years, she'll be 27. And then you got a year. And that's why 27, 28 is when I'm supposed to give it to her. The cross, right? Because She ends up coming back. She said she found my phone number through some friend or something. I never changed my phone number. I keep it the same. And she started communicating with me. At first, I didn't want to communicate with her whatsoever. It was a very painful situation, and I didn't need to be harassed and yelled at and screamed at and threatened. But I forgave, and I communicated with her, and yes, she got back into my life. And again, friends with benefits, which I didn't know, I didn't want, I didn't expect. It's something that it just happened. And sure enough, 28 years old comes around, and on her birthday, I gave her the cross. Now try to remember, before 27 years old, 28 when we met again, she was in and out of the psych ward at least 2 or 3 times a year, staying 1 month stints at a time, if not longer sometimes. Once I gave her this cross, she never went back. I think she did a 3-day one time. That was it. Up till now, up till today, I gave her that cross. Her psych abilities and her will to not hurt herself because she was suicidal, that's not happened. She's not cut herself or hurt herself in any form. She's not been institutionalized in the last, I think, 8 years. And we're in 225. Yeah, so the cross did its job. Now, it does have immense power. She does not have to wear it. It just has to be around her. And she has to be the owner of it. And I gave it to her, so she is the owner. At least she didn't tell me like the other Asian, Caucasian girl, can I pawn it off? Is it made out of gold? She didn't do that part. But it is made out of gold. And it's a little statue of Jesus Christ on it. And I was hoping that maybe that might have her believe a little bit in God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. But it did its job saving her life, I think. We're still friends today. And that's my story for today. I'm sorry this is a long one. Birdy signing off.